Shalom, Akim, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who I learned this truth from. Salutations, much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity, laboring in the field. And I want to do a lesson touching on these food lines and the fact that, these soldiers are not getting paid, just like back in ancient Rome. When ancient Rome was falling, the soldiers were not getting paid. Okay, there was a problem with the soldiers' pay. And, these are all signs that this place is finished. Finito. Okay, this is it's just going to get worse from here. Don't expect it to get better. Don't expect the economy to get better. It's just going to get exceedingly worse. And then this place is going to be destroyed. So let's go ahead and play this video.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Coco Filipina. What's up, you guys? It's your girl Coco Filipina. And I just wanted to show you guys, it's a sign of the times. Just cut EBT benefits. And today they had a food line. And this is what it looks like. Hold on. The worst part about it is they don't have enough food for everyone here. And I'm literally watching people in line breaking down in tears. This is America, I guess.
See, people are in line breaking down in tears. Why? Because hey, they're barely they don't know if they're gonna make it. Okay, the food insecurity. Right? And this is the so-called first world country, right? But we clearly see that it's looking more and more like a third world country. And that's because what? We're getting ready now to go through the famine. Okay? We're getting ready to go through the famine. This is Revelation 6:5, and it reads, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. Yeah. So the black horse represents evil times. Okay. The balances in his hand, that represents what? That represents judgment. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what's coming. Judgment. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So guess what? That just represents the food being very, very expensive because we're coming into a famine. Okay, food is going to be very, very scarce, right? What you see right now is really good times. Okay, if you're in the food bank and all that, and it is getting rough, this is going to be considered the good times in a few months. You understand what I'm saying? This is going to be considered the good times. So the bottom line is a famine is being stirred up. A penny was a day's wage for a soldier, which that could feed not just one person. That could have fed that penny back then, right? When it was at its normal value, right? Could have fed a family of like 4 people. Okay, a family of 4 or 5 people 3 times with 3 meals, and then on top of that, you would have been able to have a liter of wine. Yeah, I looked it up a while ago. So now it's saying that it's only going to be able to buy, enough for a man of moderate eating. So if you were able to take care of your family with what you had, you're gonna barely be able to take care of yourself, right? With the cost of living, right? That's what's coming. All right. So be prepared for that famine, and it's a gradual thing. Okay. Things are gonna speed up. Don't get me wrong, but the famine is easing in on you. Okay. The hunger, you're gonna get less and less calories as the days go by. Salakia. Damn, computer's acting up. Hold on, give me a second, Salakia. Okay, good. Salakia. Ezekiel 4. Ezekiel 4. This is Ezekiel 4. Ezekiel 4 and 10. It says, "And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it." Okay, so people are gonna get to a point where they're gonna be very very stingy with what they eat, very very cautious of how much they drink. Okay, because what? Because there's not gonna be enough to go around. Okay, so a lot of fights is gonna happen behind that. You know, people are gonna put people to death behind that. Okay, and we're gonna get to the point eventually at the climax where people are gonna actually eat people. Okay, and this happened back in the ancient world, but this is coming right back. Okay, this happened in the ancient world, but this is coming right back. Okay, thou shalt drink also water by measure, the sixth part of an hin, from time to time shalt thou drink. Okay, so things are about to get real bad. The famine is about to increase. When I shall send upon them, this is Ezekiel 5 and 16. It says, "When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I shall send to destroy you." So this is to destroy the wicked. This is not for the elect. The Heavenly Father already said the elect is going to eat. We're good. Okay, we're not worried about that. Lord willing, we be of that number, but we're not worried about what the hell is going on with the famine like that. Okay, because Yahweh Shai gave us a promise. Okay, "I will increase the famine upon you and will break your staff of bread." Okay, so he's going to increase the famine, and he's going to break that. When he says increase, right, that's a gradual thing. Matter of fact, let's look up this word increase. Let's look up this word increase. Yasap, right? Sounds like Yawasap, which means to add, right? But let's see, to add, right? So you get the word, the name Yawasap from Joseph, means to add, to increase. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? To cause to add. So the Heavenly Father is going to make it where you're getting less and less calories. Okay, you're losing weight, right? You started at eating these Americans, and these Canadians and these UK people, these people in these first world countries, they overeat in most of these places, right? So so you're gonna have what, 2,500 calories. You're gonna drop that down to what, to 1,900 calories, right? And then that's gonna be dropped to 1,500 calories, and it's gonna be dropped to 1,000 calories. That's a famine right there. When you drop down from 2,500, you're forced to go to 1,900. You're not on a diet. You're not doing it by your will. You're forced to do that. That's a form of a famine. Okay. There's one chick I played her video in my last video, I believe, and she said what, she lost 20 pounds, man. Okay. So this is, America's done. Babylon is done. This kingdom is done. We're coming to the end of this thing. All right. Esau thinks he's gonna bring in his NWO and he's gonna be all, it's all gonna be all good for him. No, as soon as that thing begins, as soon as his NWO seems like it begins, that's as soon as Yahweh Shai is gonna take this place down. Right? It says, I'll read Ezekiel 5 and 16 again. "When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread." Okay, so let's play this video right here about these U.S. soldiers. Okay, we're gonna play this video. Give me one second. Let's go ahead and play this video dealing with these U.S. soldiers. Before I do that, I want to open this up. Okay, let's go ahead and play this. Hold on.
You ready for the story that I'm about to share with you? You're not going to. America, are you ready for the story that I'm about to share with you? You're not going to believe it. So, because of the government shutdown, the US Army has told its soldiers and military personnel stationed in Germany that if they don't receive their paychecks soon, to use German food banks. I'm just going to leave that there. The source for this is Euronews. My name is Nick. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Love you folks to give me a follow.
Good. So they're telling them if they don't receive their because they're not getting paid either, right? Hey, they're not getting paid either. I didn't know that. Okay, but the U.S. Army people are not getting paid either. Stationed out there in Germany, and they're telling them, listen, if you don't get your money, just go ahead and go to the food banks, man. So they don't give a damn about their soldiers. Okay, so let's look this up. I want to look this up. When did Rome stop paying their soldiers? Let me type in ancient Rome before they start giving me things about this modern day Rome. Okay, it says ancient Rome didn't have a single end date for paying soldiers, but payment effective. Oh, hold on, let me pull up this. I don't really. I want to just read it for you. Okay, it says ancient Rome. It says ancient Rome didn't have a single end date for paying soldiers, but payment effectively stopped with the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. Okay, so the payment stopped. Okay, okay, when the place was finished, they stopped paying them. During the late empire, financial instability, currency debasement, and reliance on private land-based funding led to soldiers being paid in kind or land instead of consistent cash wage. This was a gradual decline, not a sudden stop. So it wasn't a sudden stop, but it was, they would gradually, pay them less and less to the point they had to give them other things. So, you know, we see we see a resurgence of that in this empire. You know what I'm saying? We see a resurgence of that in this empire. Okay, it says the decline of a paid army. It says crisis and inflation by the 3rd century AD. The Roman economy suffered from high inflation and currency debasing, making soldiers' cash wages less valuable. Right, right. They were also debasing the value of the money, right? Shift to bartering and in-kind payments. The state increasingly had to rely on collecting supplies and food in place of money to provision the army. Rise of private land-based armies. As public funds dwindled, rulers shifted from tax-paid army to a system where soldiers were supported by private land and rents from private landowners. This was a transition towards a medieval feudal system of military organization. Okay, so it wasn't a set date where they stopped paying them, but it was a gradual, a gradual lowering of the payment, so on and so forth. But they're not paying them right now at all. I'm not saying that they're not going to start paying them again, but they're not paying them right now at all. They're telling them to go to the food banks, man, showing you that they don't give a damn about their the people in the army, man. You see what I'm saying? If anybody needs to get paid, it's your army. You see? So even them soldiers is gonna start turning on this guy. You see what I'm saying? All right. So the Yao Bashim Yao Shai is stirring things up. And even out here, right? Matter of fact, in Canada, they got this, these stores are suffering because there's also a strike. On top of Canada's economy is worse than America. People in Canada are suffering worse than America when it comes to the economy. Okay, they had a record high of people in the food banks, 2.2 million people in 1 month in one network. You understand what I'm saying? And Canada's population is not high. So that shows you right there. Canada's through with a capital T. Okay? Canada tends to feel it before Babylon, or So that's what's going on. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna play that in a second, but first I want to get no, you know what? I'll get that after. Let's go ahead and play this. This is her. She's making a
La
joke.
bienvenue.
She's making a joke. She's basically saying that how does it feel opening your first cafe during the STM strike, right? Because there's a strike on the metro system out here.
La STM vous souhaite la bienvenue.
And so she's pretending that she's gonna kill herself. You see, basically she's suffering, right? Because there's no clients coming in, right? And this is a newly opened cafe. You see, and there's another person that was in these comments that said something. He said, yo, I have to lay off people. He said, after this 1 month, look, see this guy. He said, I've been open 2 years. This is a Chiabello. It says, I've been open 2 years, and my sales in the last week are down 60 to 90%. I'm not gonna make it another week. Trying to keep my staff, but it's looking like I'll need to lay them off. This is what's going on now. Okay, people are gonna have to lay them because of this. And I'm thinking, is this a whole strike on the metro system orchestrated to mess these businesses up further? Okay, you understand what I'm saying? The middle class is being cut out, and this guy, the cruel lord, he's pushing that energy heavy in Babylon, man. So let's go ahead. Let's go over here to Isaiah 19 and verse 2. It says, and I will set Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, and that's going to be in Canada too. But the Egyptians are speaking about the Babylonians, the Americans. Okay, they're going to be fighting one another based upon this conservative Democrat BS. Right, this game right now, they're of course with this thing they're blaming one another. Oh, they're really the Democrats who did it. Oh, it's not the Republicans. Trump is a. Oh no, it's really them. When you go into the specifics, that's all a game. That's to get you people fighting one another. Okay, this is all an orchestrated plan. They're all working together. Don't you people understand, man? And the spirit shall fail in the midst thereof. And these people's spirit are failing in Babylon, and it's going to fail even worse. 2026, man. All right. Hey, that's gonna be a interesting year, and I believe that's gonna be a year of a great humbling for you women, man. That's just my personal belief. And I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Yeah, these people are gonna be resorting to what? To witchcraft. And they're probably already resorting now to witchcraft because what they praying to Jesus, that's not giving them the results they want, the quick results they want, right? So they're like, to hell with that. Let me go to Satan and see what Satan is saying. That's what these people are on right now. Okay, that's what they're on. Salakia. Okay. Okay. So Salakia. So that's pretty much it, man. All right. Da, 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 da. Let's go to let's continue. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers, and them that have familiar spirits, and the wizards. And the Egyptians will I set over, and give over into the hands of a cruel lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord, and Yahweh of hosts. Hey, the judge ordered Trump to release them the SNAP benefits, and he fought against it. He appealed to fight against it. This guy don't give a damn about the citizens. You about to see, and what was he doing? He was creating a ballroom, right? How much ever billions he spent on that, he was partying in the ballroom with a bunch of with a bunch of women, dressed scantily around him, dancing. Somebody left a comment, that's not very Christian. All right. Hey, we believe he's that guy, man. Okay. So Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.